So, Om Bhrim Shri Guru Bhyo Namah. Today I went and saw my Kriya Guru, Shri M. Beautiful time period. Beautiful period. For those who I met there, I had to run due to some issue. So I had to run back home right after that. Couldn't stay for dinner. I apologize for that. So today we're going to be covering Moon Ketu in the sixth house of your birth chart, as in what happens when Moon and Ketu are in the sixth house. Okay. And as always, if you do not know if you have this particular position, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, along with all your astrological details, check out the links here, Astrology.com, where you'll find my books, reports, consultations, and link to my academy, Vedic Astrology Academy, where you will see all my courses, including my Nandinari course that is currently happening, including my simplified Vastu course. Okay. So, Moon Ketu in the sixth house. So, this is a very interesting combination. Okay. A whole lot of details on this that we can go into. I wish we could go into. But see, Moon is the mother. Moon is that uncontrollable mind. The karmic patterns that is uncontrolled. I've always said this, like whatever thoughts you get in your mind. Okay, I want to do this. You were debating on something and suddenly you made that decision. This is really coming through certain Vasana samskars. Really coming through certain scientific triggering point through the moon. Okay. And this is why it's known as the subconscious, the moon. Whatever your thoughts are, whatever you're thinking, whatever irritates you, it's not really you in this life. It is really the things that are trying to manifest through you to push this whole world forward. Moon is naturally, like I said, mother, and it is also, comfort. It's expenses, cash flow of money. And this is because Moon is also exalted in the second house in Taurus. And now it's with Ketu. Okay. So the very first thing that we see is that if your mother does a lot of things for free for other people, neighbor is sick, she'll cook for them. If there is, let's say, especially in India, you can see stray animals, whether it's a cat, dog, cow, monkey, or water buffalo, whatever it is, she will be like, okay, well, I don't know if somebody else fed this particular cow or, this dog. Let me give whatever I have to this dog. If this happens, if mother does things without being asked for anything in return, you will have a very blessed relationship with the mother. On the other hand, if mother is very materialistic, mother wants, not gives, but wants, this becomes a struggling point between you and your mother. You feel kind of like mother becomes the enemy. And the part of enemy is really subjective on there's many levels to this enemy. See, like for example, if you wanted a ice cream, you wanted to eat a pizza as a 8-year-old, 6-year-old child, 10-year-old child, where you can now understand everything. And mother's like, no, you gotta eat this saag and this dal and these lentils or what do you call any green vegetables? They're like, this is going to help you grow. And you're like, why is my mother always just trying to give me these boring foods while I see my neighbor and I see my, friend, they're always having all this mutton and then chicken makhani and then they're bringing pizza and Taco Bell at home every other day and they're eating all this delicious food that smells so good. Oh, my mother just doesn't like us. She's just way too much into these old thinking. What happens is the child, you as an individual, will develop these particular, sensory uh, teachings and control of the mother, thinking that she's your enemy. And it's only once you grow old and you yourself become a parent, you realize, okay, I wish I would have listened. Now, on the other hand, there is these other level of enemies, meaning mother is too consumed with dealing with conflicts with her own siblings, the family drama of her own family, than paying attention to the children, especially you. Because maybe, let's say, after your birth, some other combination was there in the chart where there was a major dispute in the property of mother's father. Your mother says, the father left me this. The brother saying, no, I'm the brother. He left me this and this and that. And she's consumed in that. She's not able to raise you. In that too, one feels this pending karma towards like not feeling that nourishment. Then the other level of feeling that the mother is the enemy. Well, especially I've seen this mostly in Indian cases, like in India, where people deal with court cases for long periods of time. I mean, literally 3 generations back, now they got another date for some land in some state. And they're like, people will get reading, like, will this solve? Will this not solve? So now mother may be dealing with some kind of a long-term court case, whether it's with her, with the father. And she's so stressed out, confused, and, lost in life that she just wasn't able to pay that much attention to you. That's another, then the child, as a child, because moon is also our very youth, that very young, infant stage of ours, where I feel like, where were you when I needed you? Okay. So, and then there's these other levels that keep going up. Now, if let's say you are a mother, you're watching this, or let's say you may become a mother in the future, and you get a child with Moon Ketu in the 6th house. Well, the first thing you need to do is help out people at no cost sometimes. Help out especially animals like dogs. Okay. Like in India, you'll just find them in any gully, in any kind of I don't know how the situation is now with all India modernizing. But you need to take care of some sort of a unwanted life, or life which is away from your own DNA, which is pretty much animals. Okay. When you help them out, and especially when you devote yourself to some kind of a spiritual or religious place, where you start honoring something divine, something which may not even have some kind of a figure given to it, you will see naturally the relationship between you and your child becomes like best friend. And Moon Ketu in the 6th house, it shows that mother can be extremely critical because of the fact Mercury Ketu or Moon Ketu in the 6th house are pretty much, it's a combination like Moon, Mercury, Ketu. If let's say for example, they're in the 6th house in Libra. You know what the artificial combination is? Moon, Mercury, Venus, Ketu. So right now we're just covering this Moon Ketu part. And here mother is going to look into, especially with that 6th house energy. Mother discerns everything in a very critical manner. She will scold you if you get an average grade. She will tell you something wrong instead of guiding you through something. You got into a fight in school. You came back. Mother heard it from the teacher. In India, mother would slap you, or mother would just punish you, yell at you. Okay? Because it's that criticism. How is it that you, as my child, did this? No ifs, ands, or buts. This is it. Well, instead, If the mother says, okay, let's sit and talk. So tell me what happened, the whole story. And perhaps after paying attention to the whole story, you as a mother realize that, this kid was bullying my child. And my child just had it and nobody was helping. Teachers would say something, they wouldn't really punish the child. My child just took it on their own hand and protected themselves. Okay, why am I being mad? Why am I criticizing my child for getting into a fight? Because what happens is mother's intelligence with this particular placement takes on a very intuitive level and emotional level, meaning there's no thinking involved. There's no head with the thinking. Whatever the feeling is at that time, that's what's going to come out. Meaning, mother had a fight with the father. Okay. You came back from school and you had a fight. Now that is building up already with what mother's going through. Now she has to deal with your thing. There's no sense of talking, thinking, because Ketu's like, boom, react. This is why Ketu is intuition. You're not calculating Sarvashtika and Binashtika. You're not calculating yogas or Navamsha and Sastiyamsha. You see it and then you say it, right? And it turns out to be true. That's that intuition of Ketu. And so what happens, because it's in the sixth house, that intuition comes sometimes with a heavy karma, because the headless decision is being made. Headless emotions are there with the mother. And so this is why this becomes a particular placement where, because of the childhood of this person, of in this chart, they will be very much interested in things like clinical psychology and psychiatry. Like, they're trying to solve this untouched issue of their own life by helping out other people. And with Moon Ketu, you will also see in the sixth house. Mother will always get into fights or arguments with neighbors. And when mother fights with neighbors with Moon Ketu in the sixth house, it disturbs your luck of your career. Especially when you are living with the mother. So let's say, for example, you live with your mother till 25, 22, 23, maybe sometimes 30. When mother fights with neighbors, your own luck of the career decreases. Mother fights with her own siblings. You fight with your own co-workers. It may not hinder your luck, but your own disputes become active with this. Because one is the karma 10th from the 6th house, which is the 3rd house. And one is naturally is the 6th house itself, which is also 9th from the 10th house. Yet one thing we see with this Moon Ketu combination, if let's say somebody who also would have, let's say, Jupiter Venus combination, or Jupiter is also involved, this person can become a brilliant writer based on their own childhood. And the thing is, this is why I say not everybody's gonna understand astrology. No, not everybody's gonna come to an astrologer. And actually, to be honest with you, not everybody should. Because the brilliant writing work that you see, some of the best philosophical books you see, whether it's by Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, Kabir, or Rabindranath Tagore, it happened because they didn't have that understanding and that guidance, and the family, all the family members, including the native themselves, went through those harsh lessons in life that made them who they are. And if they had the intervention of an astrologer who said, well, don't do this because you're going to affect this person emotionally. Don't do that because then this is going to happen. If you were guided every step of the way, maybe we wouldn't have Rabindranath Tagore today. We wouldn't have Kabir today. We wouldn't have any of the, great poets, Rumi or Hafiz today. Because it's that pain you should go through without guidance. You see, me as an astrologer feels that not everybody needs to have this entire knowledge. Because the real art, the real, success sometimes really truly is appreciated, and it comes out when the person has gone through the harsh realities of life. Sometimes you don't want to touch that. Sometimes that is part of the remedy for this person. Sometimes not even looking at the horoscope becomes that. Because if somebody always guided me and my parents and our family, I probably wouldn't be here. I'll be probably somewhere else, not giving the guidance that I am here today. So yeah, it's always going to be, our life is always going to be between Rahu and Ketu. Should we find solution or should we just let it go? Okay. So anyway, guys, this was a small part of this Moon Ketu in the 6th house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss these type of videos. If you want to know where your Moon and Ketu are placed, all your astrological details, my consultations, everything is at this link here, astrology.com. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.